Hello. And in this video, I'm going to teach you why the IEP was never designed for success. 3 reasons why your child's IEP is useless, okay? So the IEP was never designed for success, okay? So unfortunately, if your child was diagnosed with special needs, they're in the school system, your child has an individualized education plan, okay? So I'm going to give you 3 reasons. The first reason is that it doesn't build life skills, okay? It's an education plan. Your child is in an academic environment, okay? The children who don't have an IEP are learning traditional academics. So, for whatever reason, your child is unable to learn at the rate of the children who don't have an IEP. So, your child has an individualized education plan. So, what they did was they modified it, and your child has an individualized plan. And what they did was they broke down the steps, and they're giving your child steps for this academic plan. Okay. So it's focused on things like how many words per minute that your son or daughter can read. And so if they can only read X amount of words per minute, they try to, in the next several months, 5 or 6 months, try to increase that by 10, right? Or by 20, depending on the rate in which your child can read words. And so they do this step by step, and then they do the same thing with math, and then with different ways. And then the occupational therapist will come, and then they'll do their thing. And then you know what I mean, each therapist or each specialized teacher will come in with their part of the IEP, right? But that doesn't really help build life skills. Because my thing is, if the child um, doesn't have the ability to graduate with a regular school diploma to go on to college, then giving them bits of academic progress is not going to really help them. They need to learn life skills, right? So instead of helping them do that, I need them to like my son to learn how to follow directions. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I need you to be able to tell him to do something and he's able to do it. That's the life skill that he needs to learn, because whenever he does graduate from high school, and I do need him to get a job, even if it's a basic job, he needs to be able to follow directions. You know what I mean? Or whenever he comes home from school at age 10, and I say, go to your room and put your clothes in the hamper or pick your clothes up out of the bathroom, and he can't follow directions, that's a problem. You see what I'm saying? The second reason why your child's IEP is useless, okay? It doesn't involve the family. So my kid goes to school for 6 hours a day, and they're learning how to increase their words per minute, right? I don't know what words they're working on. I can't add to whatever they're learning. But for kids with special needs, especially if they have a developmental delay, we know that if they're reinforced at home, then that will help their progress, right? So, since it's not life based, there's no consistency across the board. So, whenever I would go to my son's IEP meetings, I would consistently remind them of what we were working on at home so that they can be consistent at school. Does that make sense? I, I'm like, I need to tell you what he is able to do at home so that whenever he gets to school, you can, also enforce that at school so that it can be consistent. I remember one day I was at school for a meeting or something. I think actually it was an IEP meeting. And one of his teachers mentioned that he could tie his shoe. I think he was like 6 or 7. That he could tie his shoe. And I was like, Hassan can't tie his shoe. And they were like, yes, he can. The occupational therapist has been working with him and he can tie his shoe. And I was like, I've been tying his shoe this whole time. Every single time in the morning, whenever we're like, Hassan, go get your shoes, he would put the shoe on his foot, throw his shoes on, and throw his foot up on my lap so I could tie it. You taught him how to tie his shoe, and you never told us? No consistency. You're not involving the family of what's going on. I didn't even know you guys were working on that at school. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's no communication. Even though we're having meetings, you're not letting us know what you're working on at school so that we know what to work on at home. It's useless. The third reason why your child's IEP is useless, okay? It ends when school ends, okay? I don't know what journey, where in the journey you are in raising your child. But my son is 25. So whenever he graduated from high school, that's it. Your child graduates from high school, there is no more IEP. And the funny thing is that I don't know how old your son or daughter is. And whenever they get to high school, they start asking questions like, so, what are your plans with your child when they graduate from high school? And you're looking at them like, I thought you were going to help me with that. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to ask you the same question. Like, where do I go from here? You know what I mean? I need help with my child that has special needs. If they can't, go to college, or at least a typical regular college, if they can't just go, if they don't have the skills that typical high school kids have when they graduate, what do I do? And here they are asking you, who's going to continue my building my kids, skills? Does this IEP continue? How? What? That's the problem. And by the time they graduate, it's not like they give you a finished product. Whenever a kid that doesn't have an IEP graduates from a regular high school, they're ready to go into the workforce for the most part. I mean, we have college educations because, we want our kids to have a significant job to, be able to earn a significant income. So we send our kids to college. But our kids with special needs don't have that option. And their IEPs don't continue. Nobody is going to continue to work with our kid on that level, on that individual one-on-one level. Now what? Those are the reasons why your child's IEP is useless. Yeah. So, yeah. For more on that and for more information on that, you can go to my website, terraeward.com. That's TERRAEWARD.com for more information on that. So if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe, and you'll get more videos like this. All right? See you in the next video.